The One America News Network is not having a very good year, but they're still trying to keep their MAGA base happy by putting on a slew of Republican candidates who continue to deny the results of the 2020 election. Joining me now to talk about what is happening is Bobby Lewis from Media Matters for America. Bobby, it's great to have you on here. I've followed you on Twitter for quite some time. You've got a very impressive Twitter following, by the way. I love it. I love to see it. And one of the things you do with Media Matters is you're kind of one of the guys that really hammers in on One America News. So before we even begin, I just want to say I can't imagine that is pleasant, having to go through what they're saying on this, absolutely ludicrous network here. So how do you even do that? I mean, really, how do you bring yourself to do that all the time?
Well, it is a bit of a challenge. Yes, it's a unique challenge because One America News Network, it's a right-wing media channel, so a certain amount of it is predictable just from what it is. But One America News, it goes just a little bit farther than a lot of its competition does. Like Fox News and Newsmax have kind of backed off of saying that the election was stolen. But over at OAN, that's still the bread and butter of the network. That's like probably the thing that they do that sets them apart more from other networks. That lie is so deeply embedded in their blood, and they're never going to give it up. And I think that's just characteristic of what we're talking about with One America News. They are true believers in the lies that they're spreading, and they're going to spread them until they can't anymore.
And so what we're looking at now, and there's a great report from Media Matters came out this week talking about the fact that you have some of these very extreme, a lot of them endorsed by Donald Trump candidates, Doug Mastriano, Kari Lake, and a bunch of other ones that are appearing on the network, not just on a semi-regular basis. We're talking about some of these folks have dozens of appearances in just the last 12 months. So I do kind of want to go through that list just a little bit because I know Mastriano and Kari Lake, especially, those are the names that most people will recognize. If you follow politics, you probably know who these individuals are. You know how extreme they are. And One America has done a great job for these folks, promoting them on the network and allowing them to promote not just election lies, but it seems like lies and misinformation about whatever it is these folks want to talk about, right? I mean, the lies run the gamut from the election all the way down to culture war issues, right?
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. I think the important thing to remember with One America News platforming all of these different election denying candidates is that it's for OAN, it's a part of their broader campaign to deny the reality of the 2020 election. It's certainly a bigger part of it. We have found over 100 appearances between just 6 candidates since the 2020 election. And those appearances are overwhelmingly about denying the 2020 election or spreading some other kind of ridiculous lie about it, or trying to get a Arizona-style audit in their own home state. And of those candidates, of the 4 who have had their primaries so far, Doug Mastriano, Kari Lake, Christina Caramo, and Burt Jones, Mastriano, between the 6 candidates that OAN has primarily platformed for their election lies, 4 of them, Doug Mastriano, Matt DePerno, Christina Caramo, and Burt Jones, they've all won their primaries. Kari Lake and Mark Fincham still have primaries to go. But as you said, this shows that OAN has done a great job for these candidates in getting their names out there and potentially getting them support from the Trump base, all centered around these election lies, which, as I said, are really the foundation of what One America News does.
And when we look at who these candidates are, these are individuals who, of course, if they, win in the general, we're looking at Mastriano, gubernatorial candidate, Kari Lake, gubernatorial candidate, Fincham, Arizona Secretary of State candidate, DePerno, Michigan Attorney General, Jones, Georgia Lieutenant Governor, Christina Caramo, Michigan Secretary of State. These are people who would be in positions to overturn or at least kind of get the gears rolling if we come back to another situation like we had in 2020. So, these people are denying election results while running for offices that would allow them to actually put that denial into action. To get this full interview and access to the complete Ring of Fire podcast archives, sign up at rofpodcast.com and become a member.